There are a lot of options to choose from when you're considering a move into Denver, Colorado. There's all the surrounding suburbs to weigh, but for today, let me show you the top 3 neighborhoods within the Denver city limits itself and see whether any of them pique your interest. Let's dive in. Now, the first neighborhood we have to discuss is Gateway Greenvalley Ranch. Now, you might chuckle here because Greenvalley is located on the far eastern side of the city. Denver County has a very odd northeastern shape. One reason is that it holds the Denver International Airport. For Greenvalley itself, it's located only 15 minutes away from the airport, just a bit to the south. It's one of the farthest neighborhoods east in the Denver area, and it sits right above I-70 and the city of Aurora. Now, Greenvalley comprises the neighborhoods east of Pena Boulevard, so this neighborhood can be a fantastic choice if you're frequenting the airport for work. Also in the center of the neighborhood, there is the Greenvalley Ranch Golf Club, which is a wonderful course. And then there's the Town Center Park and Recreation Center. This will be on the western edge of the neighborhood. Around here, there's also a commercial section, supermarket, restaurants, and the like. Now, something that sets Greenvalley apart from the other neighborhoods we're going to discuss today is a bit of the demographics. Keeping it relatively short here, the median age in Greenvalley is about 31, with about 75% of the total houses here being owner-occupied. Understandable given the prevalence of single-family homes. I'll include a link below for some more information on this. Price-wise, Greenvalley is very affordable, especially given Denver standards. Most of the properties here are going to be single-family homes, so expect the prices to range from $450,000 to $600,000. And within this price range, the median size of these homes can be from 1,300 to 2,700 square feet. It's a big spread. Of course, there are outliers here too. But if you're looking to just rent, I'd say that renting a house, expect a monthly bill to be about $2,300 to $3,000 a month. And about the same if you're looking for a townhome too. But for apartments, there are a few locations right along the main part of town, and their base rent for a 1-bed, 1-bath looks to be about $1,700 a month. So from a singles rental perspective, it is a bit high. However, I want to set expectations here for Denver's 1-bedroom properties. It's going to be expensive throughout this video. So financially, it's more advantageous to split the rent multiple ways and get a 2 or 3 bedroom property. But given the number of single family homes, this can be a great neighborhood for those looking for some space, even if it's renting first. Now, some cons to Greenvalley, at least, is that if you're looking to get to the center of Denver, Greenvalley doesn't provide that. It is a bit more secluded from the city, and being so far east, everything into Denver is a drive. Nothing is within walking distance at all. It's almost like you're living in a suburb. Now, another con is going to be its proximity to I-70 and the airport. This can be a great option if you need to commute, but if not, there can be a ton of traffic, especially at that intersection between I-70 and Pena Boulevard, and the noise level might not be the quietest. And then the third one I'll mention is that environmentally, you are farther east on the plains. Maybe that's not a big deal for you, but one negative I could argue is that the summers can be hot. Denver does have a dry heat in the summer, but one observation is that the closer you are to the mountains, the cooler it can be. The farther east you go, the hotter it gets. But there is a local pool here in the neighborhood, so you might make that your frequent spot in July and August. So let's transition to a completely different part of Denver and head deep into the city. The next neighborhood on our list is Golden Triangle, or Civic Center. Now, this is quite literally located smack dab in the middle of Denver. It is a relatively small neighborhood with Cherry Creek as its western border, Colfax Ave to the north, and Broadway as its eastern. Notable spots immediately within and around the neighborhood are the Civic Center Park in the northeast, and then just to the east, the State Capitol building. Unlike Greenvalley, you are now in the city. We've switched single-family homes for apartments, condos, and some townhomes, and a ton of commercial buildings. There are several restaurants within the neighborhood itself, and then downtown Denver is quite literally across the street. Also, I mentioned Cherry Creek is to the west, so there is an excellent running trail there if you love a morning jog before you start your day. Plus, Empower Field is only 2 miles west, so it's relatively easy to catch a Broncos game. The neighborhood also provides its residents an easy ability to enjoy Denver's nightlife. There are a ton of restaurants and bars close by, and everything is within walking distance. Now, some demographics. The median age here is around 33 years old, and it does have a large singles presence. And most of the properties here are rented. In fact, 80% are. Now, to my knowledge, there are no single family homes homes in this neighborhood, unless of course one is hidden away. If you're looking to buy, I'd say you most likely would want to find a condo here. Expect the price points to be anywhere from $400,000 to $600,000, but I will stress the total number of rotating properties is pretty low, so expect the price of these condos to fluctuate quite a bit. For rent, however, if you're looking for an apartment, expect the median price point to be around $1,600 to $1,800 a month, specifically for a one-bedroom. Mind you, if you find cheaper options, the square footage is most likely going to be smaller too. But then for a two-bedroom apartment, expect the price range to be from $2,200 to $3,000 a month, depending on the size and the complex. Denver's rental market is high, there is no denying this. And given Golden Triangle's location and ease to the center of the city, it makes sense. Now, some cons to mention here, apart from potentially the price, is that if you're looking for a neighborhood with single-family homes or a lot more space, this is not the neighborhood. It's so built up that it's not conducive to that style of living. Second would be traffic / a vehicle. I'm not saying don't have a car, but traffic in Denver is atrocious, and I mean atrocious. So having a car will be an extra expense and probably a big stressor. The only negative to not bringing your car into the city is that you have an inability to get out of the city to enjoy what the Front Range has to offer. So if you want to take a trip, I would recommend having at least one friend with a car. That way you can still enjoy what Colorado has to offer and you're not trapped inside Denver. If you're living in Colorado, expect to take at least one trip to the mountains. Now, our final neighborhood we're going to discuss today is one of Denver's oldest, and that's Lower Downtown, or LoDo for short. This is located just above Golden Triangle and is another neighborhood right in the heart of Denver. LoDo is about the same size as the last one, with Spear Boulevard as its southern border, I-25 as the northern border, and then 20th Street as the eastern edge. The neighborhood is a blend of residential complexes and commercial buildings. It's another neighborhood not favoring single-family homes. Surrounding LoDo, you do have Commons Park to the northwest, which borders the South Platte River. This does intersect with Cherry Creek, and so you can definitely enjoy some of those morning runs I talked about in the Golden Triangle, and it can be your starting point. Another notable location near LoDo is Coors Field, which is quite literally across the street to the east. So if you love baseball, it's hard to not make a few games given the ballpark is right there. Now, given LoDo's location, it does have a very active nightlife. So if you're looking for that kind of environment, this neighborhood might be a great choice. The median age here is about 33 years old with a large singles presence. And about 75% of the properties here are renter occupied. Understandable because most of the properties here are apartments or condos. Now, from a cost perspective, I would say buying a property here might be a tall order. There are some absolutely gorgeous condos to the south and western sides of this neighborhood, but I'd argue it's more or less luxury. Expect a lot of those properties to be $1 million plus. Of course, there are some condos in the $600,000 to $900,000 range. However, check the HOA fees. I saw a $1 million plus property with a $1,200 a month HOA fee. So do what you want with that information. But then for the rental markets, it's going to be high too. Expect one-bedroom apartment prices to be nothing less than $2,000 a month for anything sizable. You can find $1,400 to $1,600 a month one beds, but those sizes are going to be around 400 square feet. For two-bedroom apartments, expect at least $2,300 minimum to over $3,000 a month. It is very pricey here, but you're in the center of Denver, so it kind of makes sense. Now, some of the cons to mention here about LoDo is, well, the flip side of being in the heart of Denver. If you're looking to get out of the city for anything, you're starting from the worst place. The commute, literally anywhere, will always be the longest. And then the commute back into LoDo, well, it's gonna be a minute. The second would be, like the Golden Triangle, having a car and traffic. Again, if you can exist without one, it makes for an easier life. But the only caveat is you are potentially trapped unless you have that one friend whose car you can borrow or can drive you places. Using Uber to get out of the city is not recommended. However, a silver lining here is that LoDo is quite literally in the center of Denver. So if your place of work is home or within walking distance, it can be a terrific option for you. In all, these three neighborhoods do have some very enticing reasons to live there. Greenvalley Ranch, of course, being the outlier here for those looking for a more suburban style of living. But the other two are great for those wanting to be in the heart of Denver. In either Golden Triangle or LoDo, you are so close to everything. You get to experience Denver in its entirety. Now, on top of the neighborhoods of Denver, there are also dozens of suburbs surrounding the city, a lot of which can provide easy access, but also can provide you with an ability to afford a home. If you're looking less into the rental market and more into into owning your own home, it's going to be a better option to look at the suburbs. So check out a few of my videos on some suburbs close by that are also affordable. That way you're still close to Denver and can get those benefits more easily, as well as being able to build wealth through your own home. This is Life on the Front Range. I'll see you there.